All right. Let's see, what time is it? All right, it's 9. Okay. So I'm right on time, and I'm going to jump right into it because I cut the rambling down quite a bit yesterday, but afterwards, of course, you know, when I look at the video, I ended up rambling a lot longer than I should have. So today we're not going to do that. The only thing I need to tell you about is that we're still scheduled to open on Thursday, as of right now. Today's Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, today is Wednesday, and they're going to so Samaniego is going to make a decision about whether or not to extend the shutdown order. And so we should know more by the end of today. But as of right now, we are planning on being open again to tomorrow morning. All right, tomorrow morning. So our regular schedule, or the COVID schedule that we've been maintaining over this period of time. So that's 5:25, 6:15, 5:25 a.m., 6:15 a.m., 9 a.m., 5:10 p.m., 6 p.m. and 6:50 p.m. All right, scheduled to be open tomorrow. You know, unless we hear otherwise. So pray about that, guys, because we need to get back open, and we need to start marketing, and we need to start rebuilding our membership, and it just doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of benefit associated with shutting down the economy. So just keep it all in prayer, all of it, you know, people's health and safety and everything else. Hope everybody's doing well. I do correspond with some of you periodically. And that's a blessing to me, because I miss it. I miss the camaraderie, for certain. So hopefully we'll see many of you tomorrow. And those of you who aren't comfortable coming back yet, I hope that you know, as the days move forward, that you'll feel more and more confident about coming back. Today's workout, all right. It's a little bit long, okay, 24 minutes long, but the reason is because I'm going to lengthen the rest period, okay? So I'm going to lengthen the rest period from, we're going to do a 30-second interval. We're going to do a 30-second interval, but instead of a 20-second rest, we are going to do a 30-second rest, okay? And once again, the reason is because we're coming back, right? And so we you know, we don't want to kill ourselves and end up with debilitating soreness. Okay, so we're taking it kind of easy. Today's workout is a tough workout, though. So, you know, yesterday and the day before, they were good workouts. I was winded. You know, I was feeling the lactic acid, everything else, but not as intense, especially resistance-wise, as you know, is often the case. And so we're stepping it up a notch. Okay, we're going to use a single dumbbell. You're going to need a dumbbell, and you're going to need a bench or a stool or a chair, something that you can brace yourself on, but also something you can step up on. And it doesn't have to be tall. Okay, so you know, I'm going to be using the plyo box here, and as we step up on top of it, we're going to come up carrying our dumbbell, and then we're going to step down and go into a reverse lunge, and then repeat. Okay, we're going to stay on the same leg the entire time, and then for the entire interval, and then we'll switch legs and do the opposite side. Okay. So you're going to need something that you can stand on, but it doesn't, believe me, a stool that's just, maybe a foot tall or less will work, I promise you're going to get tremendous benefit just stepping up, even on a shorter stool, okay, as you come up and then reverse all the way back down, okay. I promise you. So even if you know if your stool that you're using is 10 inches or 12 inches, you're going to get tremendous benefit. I don't care who you are. All right. So I have the plyo boxes here, so I can use something a little bit taller. But I'm probably not going to get in as many reps either. So whereas you might in 30 seconds get in 8 or 9 or 10 reps, I might be doing 6 or 8. So that's the first exercise we're going to be doing. All right, and I'll be holding a dumbbell, and I'm going light. Okay, so I'm going considerably lighter than I normally would. Considerably. I brought some extra dumbbells over here just in case I'm feeling particularly strong, but I'm not anticipating that at all. Okay, so I'm going to hold the dumbbell as I step up, come all the way up, all right, and then I'm going to step all the way back into a reverse lunge and repeat, okay, using a relatively light weight. So you don't have to use any weight at all on that one if you don't want to. Many of you, you really, it's not absolutely necessary, but we're going to we'll do one leg, and then we'll do the other leg. Any kind of weight will work. It doesn't have to be a dumbbell. It can be, it can be a bag of flour. It just doesn't matter. You can use anything, that adds a little bit of resistance. A bucket filled with rocks, whatever. It just doesn't, backpack with some books in it. Anything at all will work in that situation, okay? Then the other exercise we're going to do is we're going to do a power clean with a press, okay? And same thing, we're going to do one side at a time. So I'm going to pick up my dumbbell, and I'm going to start with it right at my, just below my hip, rested on my thigh, okay? And I'm going to do a power clean. So as I do that, I'm going to bend my knees, I'm going to extend my hips back, I'm going to pop those hips forward, and as I do, I'm going to, lift that dumbbell up to my shoulder. And remember, this is less about lifting using the arm and upper body, and it's more about generating power from your lower body to get that dumbbell up there, okay? You're jerking it up and exploding those hips forward, driving those hips forward in order to create the momentum to carry that dumbbell up to your shoulder. You don't want the clean, okay, to be, you don't want to be lifting and curling that dumbbell up here, okay? You want to use the hips and driving from the hips, okay? You want to drive from the hips. As I bend my knees, I extend my hips back, my butt back, and then I'm going to pop those hips forward, all right? And that's going to generate the momentum that I need to bring the dumbbell up to my shoulder. And then I'm going to finish with a push press, okay? So I can use my knees to finish with a push press, okay? Now, if you don't want to use your knees, that's fine. If you just want to, maybe your dumbbell's a little bit lighter than you'd like it to be, so you just want to finish with a straight military press, a one-arm press, that's perfectly fine, okay? If you're using a little bit heavier weight, one that kind of tests your clean and provides the resistance you need for your clean, then you might want to use a little bit of knee as you finish that press, okay, and turn it into a push press, which is perfectly fine. We'll do one side and then the other on that, okay? And then the last exercise we're going to do is we're going to do a row. So a braced row, okay? So I'm going to be bent over and I'm going to be braced on my box. Remember, guys, the key to this working the core, and that's what we're focused on here, is the core and the lats, okay, as we row. The key is getting those heels, those feet, back behind the hips, okay? If you're up here like this, your core is not going to be engaged, all right? You've got to move those feet back behind the hips, and then the core is engaged, and you're gonna feel it, okay? Nice flat back. Try not to roll. Don't rotate the shoulders. Don't rotate the hips, okay? Nice flat back, and you're gonna row to the waist or to the lower rib cage, right? And back down, okay, from that braced position. But you've got to get the feet back, okay? Do not have the feet set underneath the hips. Have them behind the hips, set behind the hips, okay? And so the whole time we're working those lats, right? Our back muscles, we're gonna be working our core as well. One of my favorite core exercises, even though it appears that the focus is on the lats when we do those. But really we're getting it, we're getting that core engaged really, really well, okay? So 30-second intervals with 30 seconds of rest. I know that sounds like a lot of rest, but I'm just not there yet. And I'm sure that many of you, if not most of you, aren't there yet either. So we're gonna focus on, we're still gonna do 4 rounds, okay? So we're gonna do 4 rounds. You're gonna hit 4 sets and each side of everything as we get through this workout. 4 full sets, but we're just gonna slow it down a little bit. Now the overall workout time is gonna be about 24 minutes, but we're gonna be getting some extra rest in between so that we can recover a little bit better and not push it too hard. And if you have been laid off, or you're not quite at the same level you were 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, then I encourage you to go light. Okay, don't go real heavy. I'm not going heavy. I'm going considerably. I'm doing about 2/3 of what I normally would do here. So I'm doing, I've dropped the weight considerably. All right, so just take it slow and easy. Focus on form, especially on those cleans, right? Extend the hips back, pop the hips forward, drive the hips forward. Don't hyperextend the back, okay? You don't want to hyperextend the back. You don't want to end up in this position as you pop those hips forward. You don't want to end up back here with the hips in front of the shoulders. Okay, don't do that. Just come straight up to a standing position, but you need to pop those hips, okay? Drive those hips forward to create that momentum to carry the dumbbell up to your shoulder. All right, so let's really focus in on form, not tempo. Don't worry about speed. Really, you don't need to worry much about your total volume and the number of reps you're getting in. Okay, focus more on executing with perfect form and completing each interval. Okay, you want to get to where you have a feel for what it takes to get you through through that 30-second interval. All right, so you want to be going at a tempo and using an amount of resistance that will get you there, as opposed to going out too hard or too fast or too heavy and having to stop 20 seconds into your interval and rest for 3 or 4 seconds before you start again. Okay, you want to get to know yourself well enough to work all the way through that 30-second interval without taking the break. Okay, without taking a break. And if you have to make adjustments along the way, do so. So if you need to lighten the weight along the way, do so. Lighten it and get to where you're able to get through that 30-second interval. Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Let's go. I had to make the pre-workout this morning. I needed a little bit of extra juice to get moving. I am a little bit sore, particularly in my glutes. Those single leg Romanian deadlift with the hop, that always gets the glutes. But other than that, I'm not real sore. Like a little bit. I've got a couple of kinks that I'm working out. But other than that, I'm pretty good. Hopefully you guys have been moving and warming up, prior to us getting going. So, all right, so we're gonna get started here in 10 seconds. We're gonna start with the power clean and the press. Okay, we'll do the power clean and press first. Then we're gonna do the step up, okay, to a reverse lunge, all right? We'll do, the right and the left. So we'll do we'll do the clean and the press on one side and then the other. I've been focused on doing the weak side first. So my weak side is my left side. I'll do my left side first and then my right side. Then we'll do the step ups to a reverse lunge. We'll do that weak side, strong side. And then we'll finish with the rows, weak side, strong side, that braced row with the feet extended back behind the hips, okay? And let's get started here in 10 seconds with the cleans and the, in 10 seconds with the clean and the press, okay? Let's see how the shoulder does today. All right, so extend the hips back, drive them forward to a clean, extend up to a press, back down and clean, extend up to a press, clean, extend up to a press, clean, extend up to a press, clean, extend up to a press. All right, so we're gonna switch sides. Got 30 seconds here to pontificate. What do you want me to talk about? 30 seconds is a long time, isn't it? It's gonna get awkward. We're just gonna be staring here at each other. Right? No, it's good though. It's good. We don't do rests like this very often. All right, ready? And go. Clean. And press, clean, and press. You can see as I do my clean, my heels come off the ground because I'm exploding upward, okay? Trying to create enough energy that the dumbbell just floats up to my shoulder. So I'm using as little upper body strength as possible to float that dumbbell up to the shoulder, okay? And then of course the press is all upper body. All right. Use that same dumbbell. I'm gonna do my weak side here. So we're gonna step up, right? Step up, come back down, and then back to a reverse lunge and repeat, same leg. Let's see which hand. You can hold that dumbbell in either hand, it's up to you. Step back, focus on balance and coordination. Okay, as we do this. Step back, up, back, up. And these plyo boxes are awfully handy. Okay, and certainly you can buy one. Right now, the cheapest I've found is Rep Fitness, repfitness.com. You can get them pretty cheap, but of course, you can make one even cheaper, right? But they do come in handy. Now you can see I'm bringing my knee up, my free leg knee up. And that's a good little addition to the move. Yeah, it engages a little bit of lower abdominals. For me, it's more of a rhythmic kind of thing that helps me maintain my balance. And you don't have to, okay, if it makes it more difficult. But it's certainly an option. Okay, I'm going to start on my weak side. We're doing our rows. And go. Get those feet back, okay? Feet back behind the hips. Shoulders over the hand, but feet are back behind the hips. Starting to feel that burn in my core. All right, we're switching sides. So, it's the last interval of the round. We'll have 3 rounds to go after this. And I'm actually going to go up 5 pounds on my dumbbell. Just listening to my body and deciding what I need in order to get the best workout I can without hurting myself today, okay? Get ready. And go. To the lower rib cage, right up, pull to the waist. Okay, you're starting a lawnmower. But don't rotate those hips or shoulders. Nice, flat, rigid back. Okay? Do not stagger your feet. You want your feet even. Set behind the hips and focus on making that core engage and hold everything nice and stable. All right. That is round 1. So I think I'm going to go up 5 pounds. Try not to let my ego get the best of me. I'll do this one sideways so you can see my hips a little bit better. But I do feel like I need to go up a little bit. All right, clean and press. Clean and press. Clean, press. Extend those hips back, drive them forward, explosively, and then press. All right. Let's see. Okay, we're switching sides. Every single one of these exercises engages multiple muscle groups at the same time, okay, which is good. It's a compound movement. And as such, and go, explode up and press. As such, our pituitary gland is on overdrive as we produce human growth hormone. All right. So the more active, more muscle groups you activate during the course of an exercise, the more human growth hormone your body's going to produce. All right. So you're going to produce a lot more human growth hormone doing any one of these exercises than you are, standing here doing a dumbbell curl. Just not a lot going on except for that bicep, right? So your pituitary gland takes the time off, all right? And go. Up, reverse lunge. Try and get that knee to the ground if you can, or close to it, all right? Good. Switching sides. Even bodybuilders are beginning to realize and understand that the more muscle groups they engage during the course of a particular exercise, the more human growth hormone their body produces, and the more muscle mass and strength their body builds. What's going on here, man? It's like 30-second rests are starting to feel like 15. Okay. What's next? Rows. Start with my weak side. Get another little blast of energy. Get those feet back. Force that core to engage. Keeping your back nice and flat. And row to the waist. All right. Last interval of the round. That round seems slower than the first one. Make sure you get a proper setup, and then focus on form, guys. Focus on form. No compromise on form, right? You don't want any wasted effort. It seemed like a long interval. All right, we're starting round 3. We're halfway done. Round 3. No wasted effort, right? Perfect form. Execute without compromise, okay? All right. Go. Clean, press. Whoops, I did the wrong arm. Clean, press. That's all right. Clean, press. Clean, press. Clean, press. Clean, press. Clean, and press. All right. Switching sides. You're ready. And go. Clean, press. Clean, press. Clean, press. Explosive. Extend the hips back. Drive them forward. All right, we're on our box. Stepping up. All right. You know what? Just so you know, if you decide to build your own plyo box, this is braced on the inside as well. Okay, it's not just a wood around the perimeter. It is braced on the inside as well. Keep that in mind. All right, it won't be strong enough otherwise. You'll end up stepping on it. Eventually, it'll end up cracking, and potentially you could end up falling. Right? You're going to want strong joints. You're going to want to use, screws, not nails, okay? You want to use screws, not nails. If you're not handy, buy one. It's not going to be that much more expensive. And some companies will sell them with all the parts and components, and you just put it together, and it's a little bit cheaper. Titan does that. Rep, I think, does that, but I'm not positive. All right, let's row. Oh man, those are killer. Those are getting hard. Check your setup. Make sure your feet are positioned correctly. All right, we're starting our last round. Last round. Whew. Cleans and presses. All right. Switching sides. box. All right, there you go. Try and keep good vertical posture as you move through that flow. Oops. All right. We got rows left. Weak side, strong side. Then we're done. Oh, crap. All right. Wow, last one. Oh, that was hard. All right. Oh, crap, that was hard. All right. Wow, tough workout. Whew. That was tough. 3 compound movements. Unilateral movement. Focused on one side at a time. That was tough. Oh, man. Now, of course, if for some reason the shutdown gets extended, I'll continue to do these videos, okay, for you during the week. Until I need a day off, and then I'll post something for you to do. But, you know, and
I might need a day off, we'll see. But it's been a good week. So Monday, I thought, I never do a workout and think, oh gosh, that was easy. So all of them are hard for me, but some are harder than others for sure. And Mondays, I kind of took it easy, tried not to do too much too fast, right? And then, Tuesdays, stepped it up a little bit, at least cardio-wise, but I don't know, maybe it was even comparable, I don't know. But it wasn't real tough. But today's, for me, was tough. So, we added the additional resistance, every exercise compound movements, which most of ours are anyway, but almost exclusively. But hard stuff, hard stuff. So anyway, not sure what we'll do tomorrow, but it'll probably be I always call them recovery workouts, and that implies that they're going to be easy, and they never are. But it'll be probably more of a recovery type workout, which would mean, agility, coordination, cardio. And that's misleading as well. Every single one of our workouts is cardio. When you're doing interval training, it's cardio. It's anaerobic cardio, okay? Aerobic means that your heart rate is about 50 or 60% of max, right in there, about 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. That's where your heart rate is during the course of a workout. So that would include, a slow jog or running, that kind of thing. Anaerobic, you're getting into the 70, 80% range, right? So, probably 70, 75% and above. That's anaerobic cardio. That's where we're getting improving our VO2 max, okay? And quite frankly, in my opinion, and this is an opinion, okay? This is an opinion based off of experience. This is not knowledge based. It's not scientific based. This is based off of my experience. For the vast majority of us, the most effective cardio that you can get, the most beneficial cardio that you can get, is anaerobic cardio. Okay, getting that heart rate elevated, keeping it there for an extended period of time, then brief short rest, and then back at it again. Because that's where we're going to get the biggest benefit to our VO2 max, and that VO2 max, is a measurement of the way that our body utilizes and how efficiently it moves oxygen through our system, okay, and through our cardiovascular system, as well as our lungs, and that is, in my opinion, more beneficial ultimately for people. So I like to see even my distance people, even my runners and stuff like that, I like to see them doing plenty of fartleks or interval training at the track, doing those kinds of things. For non-runners, fartleks are intervals. That's what they are. They're just intervals. They're a fancy word for intervals. Fartlek is the last name of the guy that began utilizing and propagating intervals for distance runners, marathoners. Okay, so people who run marathons. When I trained, I ran a marathon. When I trained for that, I once a week I was at the track doing intervals, running 200s and 400s and 800s, which are brutal. They're just brutal. Which just means running 200 meters as fast as you can, right? And then taking a break, short break, and then running another one as fast as you can. Or running 400s, which is one full lap around the track, fast as you can, taking a short break, and then running another fast. You just keep doing that. And then of course 800s are the worst. That's just torture. but that's 2 laps around the track as fast as you can. Yeah, those middle distance runners, 400 meter specialists and 800 meter specialists, those are the toughest dudes on the planet, men and women on the planet. Those people know how to suffer. Those people know how to suffer. My youngest daughter, Clara, was a very strong 400 meter runner, but she hated it. She hated it. The reason she hated it was because she's so competitive, can't stand to lose, but she'd cross the finish line wanting to puke every time. So those are tough for sure. Great work, guys. Expect a recovery workout tomorrow. Like I said, doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Just it means it's going to be different. Okay, and then pay attention to the news today. I probably will not get an email out or anything. So if you get an email from me, it's probably because the shutdown order's been extended. If you don't hear from me, then we're on for tomorrow, okay? If you do not hear from me, we're on for tomorrow. And of course, I'll post something on our private group page at Facebook, and I will send out an email as well, okay? If we're canceled for tomorrow, okay? Pray, guys. We got so much to be praying about, okay? First of all, we all remember you always have stuff to be grateful for, okay? So when you do pray, thank Him for that, okay? Thank Him for the stuff that we can be grateful for. And everybody's got things they can be grateful for, all right? Really, comparatively, I've got a lot more to be thankful for than otherwise. So pray for the things, and thank Him for the things that you're grateful for. And then pray for everything, right? Pray for this country. Things are still up in the air and very undecided. Well, theoretically anyway, undecided in terms of the presidency and the Senate. So be prayerful about those things, and pray that we can reach a point where we can accept different opinions, without the hatred and the disdain and the meanness that takes place, and the violence. It's getting scary. We're getting to that point where we're not just argumentative and contentious. We're violent. We're getting violent, guys. Pray, okay? Pray for this country. Pray for this illness, that we reach a saturation point, right? What do they call it? Herd immunity. We want to reach that point of herd immunity quickly, and with as few deaths as absolutely possible. And those of you who are high risk, we need to be praying for those people, okay? Protect yourselves. Be smart. Be wise. One thing I noticed here at the studio is some of the people who are the most fearful of contracting the virus are oftentimes some of the people who are the most lax in their and I'm not saying this is the case for everybody, but some of the people who are the most fearful about getting the virus are oftentimes the most lax in exercising caution. So remember, every time you go out and you want to hug or kiss somebody, just remember that you may be hugging or kissing them to death. Okay, and I don't mean to incite fear and panic, because for the vast majority of us, okay, this virus is nothing to be afraid of. Truly nothing to be afraid of. At worst, moderate symptoms, and you feel like crap for a week. For the vast majority of us. But remember, there's a select segment of the population, and we don't know. I don't know everybody's medical history. I don't know how what their underlying health is. They may come and work out here, 6 days a week, and they're in phenomenal shape, and they're incredibly strong, and their stamina is excellent. Their balance and coordination and everything, but they're, type 2 diabetes, or they're, or they have a heart issue that you don't know about. Maybe it's congenital, or, something, that we don't know about. So, I did read recently that really it's the respiratory issues like asthma, those underlying health conditions aren't as problematic with regard to COVID as things like heart issues. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you have any kind of a heart issue, a congenital heart issue, or I mean, not just congenital, but heart disease or anything like that. Be mindful and be prayerful. Do what you need to. Intermittent fasting, right? There's few things you can do better for the cardiovascular system than intermittent fasting. There's few things you can do better for the immune system than intermittent fasting, okay? See how it happens? It's just boom, it's just like from one thing to the next, and I just go and go. So I'm gonna cut it short. Be safe, love you guys, miss you guys. The camaraderie, the daily camaraderie, I just miss it. Always do. Anyway, so I hope to see you tomorrow. You'll hear from me both on Facebook and via email. You'll hear from me if that's canceled because the shutdown's been extended. Let's pray that it's not, okay? Love you guys, miss you guys, praying for all of you, for your health and your safety and your well-being and your finances. I'm praying for your finances right now as well during this time, because things are crazy, especially for us business owners. So please join me in prayer, all right? God's people coming to him in prayer, nothing more effective than that, okay? Let him hear your voice. Let him hear your voice. All right, guys, we'll see you. We'll either see you tomorrow morning at the studio, in which case I will do the live Facebook feed thing during, I usually do it during the 6:15 a.m. or the 9 a.m. But you'll see that there. And if we're not open tomorrow, then we'll be doing this again, okay? All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Love you, see you later.